All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and citations to all the Akim out there pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and truth and sincerity. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Brakatam to you all. So, what I'll be entitling this lesson is Abraham's seed, the Israelites, okay? And pretty much this is going to be going into some doctrine, all right, proving that the only people who are Abraham's seed, okay, or can be Abraham's seed are the Israelites, okay? Contrary to the doctrine of Christianity that teaches that, anybody can be Abraham's seed as long as they believe in who they call Jesus Christ, blah, 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 which is all a lie, okay? Because when you go through the Holy Scriptures and you read it, okay, with a proper understanding, and just read it as it is, it's clear that Abraham's seed, okay, is the Israelites, okay? There was a promise that was passed from Abraham, okay, a covenant that was passed from Abraham to Isaac and to Jacob, okay? And the Bible continually refers to the nation of Israel, okay, which are the descendants of the 12 patriarchs, okay, which were the 12 sons of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. The Bible continues to refer to that people exclusively as Abraham's seed, okay, whether through implication or just direct statement, all right, and that's just what it is, okay. So without further ado, I'm going to start here at Genesis chapter 12, okay, and verse 1. It says, "Now the Lord had said unto Abram," okay, this was before Abram's name was changed to Abraham, "Get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will shew thee. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abraham departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abraham took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, unto the plain of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Lord who appeared unto him. Okay, so the Lord told Abram before his name was called Abraham. Okay, his name was Abram at the time. Okay, the Lord told Abram, I will give thy seed. Okay, so Abraham's seed, this land of Canaan. Okay, and who was given the land of Canaan? That was the nation of Israel, the Israelites. They're the ones who entered into the land of Canaan, okay, and invaded it, okay, and took it as their own, all right, from the hand of the Canaanites, okay, because it was according to the promise that the Lord made to Abraham, their father. Okay, so Abraham's seed, okay, just based off of reading it here, all right, because this is where the promise comes in, all right, of the land that the Lord was going to give Abraham. This is when the promise comes in, all right. It was the Israelites, man. Okay. All right. This is the first time the Most High mentions Abraham's seed. Okay. All right. And he says that unto this seed, all right, I'm going to give the land of Canaan. All right. So that's what lets you know that the people who are reckoned as Abraham's seed are the ones who received the land according to the promise. Okay. And that was the Israelites. Okay. Not the Edomites, not the Ishmaelites. Okay, not the other children of Keturah, even though they were physically descended from Abraham. All right, they weren't the children according to the promise, and therefore Abraham's seed, okay, lineage is not reckoned through them, and they're not reckoned as Abraham's seed. They're not accounted as Abraham's seed, okay, according to the promise. They're just descendants according to the flesh. All right, and so moving forward, okay, I'm going to go through this chapter by chapter, okay, whenever the Lord mentions Abraham's seed, okay, to show you that it's in reference to the Israelites, man. Okay. Genesis 13 and 14. It says, and the Lord said unto Abraham, after that Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed after thee. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Okay. All right. And again, who did the Lord fulfill that promise to? Okay. That promise was fulfilled to Abraham. Okay. All right. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. And the Israelites. All right. And what the Lord is saying concerning this land that Abraham is seeing, okay, is in reference to the land of Canaan, because there was a strife between Abram, okay, and Lot. Okay. And Abram told Lot, you go your direction. All right. And the Lord be with you. And I'm going to go my direction. And I know the Lord's going to be with me. And Abraham chose, the land that was east. Okay. More eastward. Okay. Which that was divided amongst Moab and Ammon. Okay. That was what Lot chose. And Abraham chose the land that was more westward. Okay. And so that's the land that's being referred to here. And that's the land of Canaan. Okay. And the Lord said, unto thy seed will I give this land. Okay. That you see. And I will multiply them as the dust of heaven. Okay. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find a precept real quick. Right. Okay. I'll do it this way. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 10. Okay. Because it says it's the dust of the earth, right? Let's see who that promise was fulfilled to. Isaiah chapter 10. Right. And the Lord told Abram, okay, if a man can number thy seed, so shall thy seed be numbered, right? Okay, so here we go. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 22. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow in righteousness. Okay, so Israel was made as the sand of the sea. All right, that cannot be measured nor numbered. Okay, let's go to Hosea. All right, Hosea chapter 1. Right. Verse 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. Okay, so the Israelites became as the sand of the sea. All right, that promise was not fulfilled, okay, to the other nations. Okay, all right, that promise was fulfilled through the Israelites. Okay, upon the Israelites. Okay, so that's what proves that they were Abraham's seed. And you see the Lord constantly repeating that same thing. Okay. All right. He keeps repeating these things. All right. So that it's known. All right. Who his people are, who the people that he's giving these promises to are. Okay. And who it is that he's reckoning as Abraham's seed. All right. So now we're in Genesis chapter 15, verse 3. It says, and Abram said, behold, to me thou hast given me no seed. And lo, one born in my house is my heir. Okay. Now this is when Abraham was getting old. All right. He was thinking to give his inheritance to his servant. Okay. And verse 4, it says, and behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth and said, look now toward heaven and tell the stars, and if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. And he believed in the Lord, and it was counted to him for righteousness. Okay. All right. So the Lord told him, all right, what's coming out of your own bowels, that shall be your heir. Okay. All right. So Abraham was going to have a child. Okay. He was going to have a son. Okay. And this is in reference to Isaac. Okay. And from Isaac, you were going to have Jacob. All right. And they're going to be the Israelites coming out of Jacob, man. Okay. Because Jacob's name was changed to Israel. All right. And the Lord multiplied Israel greatly as the stars of heaven, man. Okay. All right. The Lord never says, oh, the Ishmaelites shall be as the stars of heaven. Okay. The children of Keturah shall be as the stars of heaven. All right. The Edomites shall be as the stars of heaven. Okay. And the heathen nations, they shall be as the stars of heaven. No, it never says that, man. It always says Israel. Let's get the precept. Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 10. Okay. It says, well, actually, I'll start at verse 8. It says, behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give it unto them and to their seed after them. So who's the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man? The Israelites, man. Why? Because they were going to possess the land of Canaan, man. That was a fulfillment of that promise, man. Okay, so the Israelites are reckoned as Abraham's seed. And I spake unto you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone. The Lord your God hath multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as ye are, and bless you, as he hath promised you. Okay. All right. So the promise, okay, that Israel was going to become as the stars of heaven for multitude. Okay. Or that Abraham's seed would become as the stars of heaven for multitude. That was fulfilled upon Israel, man. Okay. And that's why I believe it's Moses speaking here. All right. Yeah. Moses speaking. That's why he says that, man, because he's recounting. All right. That the Lord has fulfilled his promise, man. OK, by bringing Israel out of Egypt. All right. To possess the land of Canaan and multiplying them so greatly, man. So Abraham's seed is the Israelites, man. The Bible testifies to that fact repeatedly, man. OK, and so to say otherwise is just total BS, man. OK. All right. Now, going back to Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. Right. So we just had the conversation. The Lord just had the conversation with Abraham. I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven for multitude. Right. OK, that was in verse 6 or verse 5. Right. Right. It says, and he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward heaven and tell the stars if thou be able to number them. And he said, and he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. OK, now. OK, now the topic is the seed. Right. Genesis 15 and 13. It says, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. Okay, so this is the topic of Abraham's seed, right? It says thy seed shall be a stranger, man. Okay, so who was Abraham's seed, man? That's the ones that was in Egypt as a stranger and afflicted under the Egyptians, man. And the Lord judged the Egyptians, man. So that's another proof that Abraham's seed are the Israelites, man. Okay. They sojourned in Egypt. The Egyptians afflicted them 400 years. Okay. The Lord judged that nation. And afterward, they came out with great substance, man. That wasn't Esau, Moab. That wasn't Ammon. Okay. All right. That wasn't Ishmael. All right, that wasn't the other children of Keturah. That wasn't the Hamites, the Japhites, none of the other nations, man. That was fulfilled upon the Israelites. And thou shalt go in to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. And the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates, the Kenites and the Kenizzites and the Cadmonites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Rephaims and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Girgashites and the Jebusites. Okay, that land, man. Okay, that promised land to Abraham's seed, man. So who is Abraham's seed again? The Israelites, the ones that possessed the land after coming out of Egypt. Okay, under Egyptian bondage. Okay, 400 years they came out with great substance, and they went through the wilderness 40 years. Okay, and then they came into the land of Canaan and subdued the Canaanites and took over the land. Okay, those are Abraham's seed, man. That's the Abraham seed, the Israelites. Okay. All right. Genesis chapter 17, okay, verse 7. All right. Oh shoot. I got to start up. All right. So I got to start at verse 1. It says, and when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared unto Abraham and said unto him, I am Almighty God, walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and I will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name be any more Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful. And I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me, okay, and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee, man. So the covenant that Abraham was going to be a father of many nations, right? That covenant that the Most High made with him and Abraham, that was fulfilled upon the Israelites, man. Okay. All right. I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, and to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee, man. Who was the Lord's people, man? Okay, that was the Israelites, man. And who was their God, man? The God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, man. Okay. All right. So that covenant was fulfilled upon the seed of Israel, man. That blessing, that promise, man. And I will give thee and to thy seed after thee. This is another proof. The land wherein thou art a stranger, the land, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God, man. So that's proof, man. Okay, because Christians like to say, oh, Abraham was a father of many nations, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. So that's talking about anybody who believes in Jesus, blah, blah, blah. Well, right here it says that that covenant, okay, that of many nations and kings and being fruitful, okay, and the stars of heaven and all of that, okay, that was going to be fulfilled upon Abraham's seed, okay, and that seed was going to possess the land of Canaan, man, okay, for an everlasting possession, man. And who possessed the land of Canaan, man? The Israelites, man, okay, not anybody who believed in Jesus, man, okay. In verse 9, and it says, and God said unto Abraham, okay, because the Lord changed his name from Abram to Abraham, okay, all right. Which actually, let's do this. Let's go to the word Abram. Okay, let's see what the word Abram means. Which Abram means is Abraham in the Hebrew, which means exalted father. Okay. And Abraham. All right, what does Abraham mean? Abraham, okay, all right, which means father of a multitude, okay, chief of a multitude, okay, and who is that multitude? That's the Israelites, okay. Now, let's go to verse 9. It says, and God said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every male child among you shall be circumcised, and he shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generations, and he that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger which is not of thy seed. Okay, so that was the covenant of circumcision that came from Abraham, Isaac unto Jacob, man. Okay, and Moses wrote it in the law for the Israelites, man, that they be circumcised on the 8th day, the male child. Okay, and he that is born in thy house and he that is bought with thy money must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. Okay, and it says in verse 14, and the uncircumcised man child whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people, because he hath broken my covenant. And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name, and I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations, kings of people shall be of her. Okay, kings of people shall be of her. All right, and that's talking about Isaac. Okay, all right, the son that was going to come for Abraham, okay, through Sarah was Isaac, man. All right, and the Lord's telling Abraham that because at a point in time, okay, he ended up sleeping with Hagar, the bondmaid. All right, and she bore him Ishmael, and so he was hoping that that son Ishmael was going to receive the promise, okay, the covenant. All right, but it wasn't for Ishmael, it was for Isaac. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abram said unto God, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And God said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will make my everlasting covenant with him. I will make my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Okay, so the covenant went from Abraham to Isaac. Okay, from Abraham to Isaac. The Lord is giving you the rundown, man. Okay, all right. The everlasting covenant is from Abraham to Isaac, and then his son to Jacob, and with his seed after him. Okay, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I will bless him. Okay, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. So the Lord still blessed Ishmael for Abraham's sake. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. Okay, so there you go, man. All right, and then the Lord ended up circumcising Ishmael, okay, and his servants and his house, all right, as obedience, okay, to what the Lord told him. All right, but at the end of the day, the covenant, all right, was from Abraham to Isaac. Okay, so you gotta constantly follow that narrative, man. You can't just add other people into it, man. And the scriptures say, man, of the covenant you can't add thereunto. Okay, no man altereth it, no man disannulleth it, nor addeth thereunto, man. That's in the book of Galatians in the New Testament, man. Okay, all right. So Genesis chapter 22, verse 15. All right. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, because the Lord told Abraham to come, okay, to sacrifice Isaac, man. And Abraham was willing to do it. Why? Because he believed that the Most High was going to raise him from the dead anyway, because the Lord promised that through Isaac shall thy seed be called, man. So Abraham didn't doubt, man. He was like, man, if Isaac dies by my hand, the Lord's going to raise him up again. Okay. And the Lord blessed Abraham for that faith, man. Okay. Because thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and multiplying I will multiply thee as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies, and in thy seed shall all nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. Okay. All right. So that seed again, man, that seed was multiplied as the stars of heaven, as the sand which is by the seashore. They would possess the gate of their enemies, man. Okay. And that's talking about Israel. Okay. All right. That's talking about the nation of Israel, man. First, chiefly beginning with Yahushai. Okay. But ultimately fulfilled on the nation of Israel. Okay. Because the Lord made Israel as the sand of the sea and as the stars of heaven, man. Okay. And we read that. Okay. In Deuteronomy, we read that in Hosea, we read that in Isaiah. Okay. All right. Now let's go to Genesis 26. Okay. And there was a famine in the land, because the first famine that was in the days of Abraham, and Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. Okay, now this is talking about Isaac. Okay, all right, because Abraham passed away by this time. Okay, and the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I tell thee of, or I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father, and I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and I will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all nations of the earth be blessed, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge and my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. Okay, so this is, now you see again the transition from the promise, the covenant, the oath, okay, being from Abraham to Isaac, okay, and to Isaac's seed. And the Lord said that he was going to give to Isaac's seed, okay, the land of Canaan, man. Okay, the land which thou sojournest, man. All these countries, and I will multiply them as the stars of heaven. Okay, which we saw that was fulfilled. Okay, in the prophets, man. You read it in the prophets how the Lord fulfilled that promise upon Israel. Okay, all right. So Israel, the Israelites are Abraham's seed. Okay, Genesis 28. All right, Genesis 28. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Pandanaram, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban thy mother's brother. And God Almighty bless thee, and make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people, and give thee the blessing of the blessing of Abraham to thee and to thy seed with thee. Okay, so the blessing of Abraham went from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob, okay, and to Jacob's children, man, okay, his sons and their sons after them, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, the land of Canaan, which God gave unto Abraham. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went to Pandanaram unto Laban, son of Bethuel the Syrian, and the brother of Rebekah, Jacob's and Esau's mother. Okay. All right. So the blessing went from Abraham, Isaac unto Jacob, man. Okay. All right.